Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Guru Pyari Sat Sangat Ji, welcome to the IIGS Virtual Global Kirtan Dewan today. In addition to Kirtan and Naam Simran, we will also have our latest episode of the Sukhmani Sahib series, in which Dr. Jasjit Kaur and Dr. Gurpreet Singh will be discussing the first part of the fifth Astpadi. The first Shabad is being sung by a family from Southern California, Sardar Simardeep Singh with his siblings, Sardar Inderjeet Singh on tabla and Jasmine Kaur on the rabab. आओ शब्द श्रवण करिए, आवो सजना हों देखा दर्शन तेरा राम। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह।
वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह।
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Thank you so much, Simardeep, Inderjeet, and Jasmine. That was a very beautiful rendition of the Shabad. Tusi bahut pyar naal gayan kita hai. May Waheguru Ji always bless you and keep you in his seva. Guru bahut bahut meher karan. We're very, very proud of you, bachyo. Thank you. Now let's listen to some beautiful Kirtan from Sardarni Guneet Kaur Ji, who is in Canada. We're very proud of Guneet. She's an IIGS family member and does beautiful classical Kirtan and also teaches children Kirtan. So aao pyar naal do shabad sarvan kariye Guneet wallo. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। पहले बसंते आगमन पहला माल्यो सोए जित मोलिए सब मोलिए तिसे ना मोलियो कोई। वाहेगुरु इस मन को बसंत की लगे न सोए। 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 मन जलिया मन जलिया तुझे दोए। मन जलिया तुझे दोए। इस मन को बसंत गुण गाए दिन बसंत जो हर गुण गाए 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 पूरे पाग आए हर भगत कराए दिन बसंत जो हर गुण गाए दिन बसंत जो हर गुण गाए पूरे पाग हर भगत कराए 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 इस मन को पसंद की लगे न सोए इस मन को पसंद की लगे न सोए माया मोह नानक माया मोह शब्द चलाए है मन छूटा गुरलिया छड़ाए नानक माया मोह शब्द जलाए 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 इस मन को बसंत की लगे न सोए इस मन को बसंत की लगे न सोए चलिया चलिया मुझे दो चलिया मुझे दो इस मन को बसंत की लगे न सोए इस मन को बसंत की लगे न सोए रे कर लागो रंग मेरा चित नाचले मन भयो पंग जय रे कर लागो रंग हस चंदन जो बहुत सुगंध पूजन जानी ब्रह्म खाए पूजन जानी ब्रह्म खाए सो ब्रह्म बतायो गुर मन की मागे सो ब्रह्म बतायो गुर मन की मागे कृत जय रे करे लागो रंग कृत जय रे करे लागो रंग जहाँ जाइए तह जग बखान जहाँ जाइए तह जग बखान तू पूर रहो है सब समान वेद पुराण सब देखे जो आए वेद पुराण सब देखे जोई उहाता जाइए जाहि न होए उहाता जाइए जाहि न होए खत जाइए कर लागो रंग कृत जय रे कर लागो रंग सतगुर मैं बलिहारी तोर सतगुर मैं बलिहारी तोर जिन सकल विकल कम काटे मोर जिन सकल विकल कम काटे मोर रामानंद स्वामी रमत राम रामानंद स्वामी रमत राम गुर का शब्द काटे कोट कराम गुर का शब्द काटे कोट कराम कटे जाइए करे लागो रंग हर का नाम ध्याय के, हर का नाम ध्याय के हो हरिया पाई, करम लिखत ते पाइए हे रुत सुहाई, वण तृण त्रिभुवन मोलिया पाई, मिल साधु सुख उपजे लथी सब छाई, नानक सिमरे एक नाम फिर बोहड़ न खाई, पंजे बदे महाबली कर सच्चा टोआ, अपने चरण जपाए में विच देह खड़ोहा, रोग शोक सब मिट गए नित नवा निरोआ, दिन रे नाम खाएगा फिर पाए न हुआ, जिसने उपजे नानका किथो उपजे कह रहे के मोरी समावे, जी जत सब खसम के कौन कीमत पावे, कह ध्यान सुन नित से भगत सुहावे, अगम गोचर साहिबो दूसर लवे न लावे, सचमुने उपदेसिया नानक सुनावे। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह।
Thank you, Guneet. That was absolutely beautiful. May Waheguru Ji always keep you in His grace. And ਹੋਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੱਧ ਚੜ੍ਹ ਕੇ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰੋ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਅੱਛਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆ ਕੇ participate ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, and we are really, really very proud of you. Thank you so much. Guru Pyari Saad Sangat Ji, I would like to mention here that IIGS has a YouTube channel called IIGS Calling. If you haven't subscribed to it as yet, please do so. And all the programs that we do, the Kirtan programs and the Sukhmani Sahib series, everything is on YouTube at IIGS Calling. ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜਦੋਂ ਦਿਲ ਕਰੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਸੁਣ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ and ਪੁਰਾਣੇ programs ਦੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ. So please do subscribe to it if you haven't done so already. ਆਓ ਹੁਣ ਨਾਮ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਅਤੇ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਸਰਵਣ ਕਰੀਏ from the IIGS ਜੱਥਾ in Southern California. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। जी का खालसा, वाहेगुरु जी की फतेह। Waheguru ji ka khalsa, Waheguru ji ki fateh. Now let's move on to the next part of the program, the Sukhmani Sahib series. Today we're going to do the 5th Astpadi, part 1. It is being presented by Dr. Jasjit Kaur and Dr. Gurpreet Singh from Southern California. They are both medical doctors and have been part of the IIGS family for a very, very long time. We're really, really proud of them and thank them for taking the time out and making this happen. इस अष्टपदी ਦੇ जो शब्द गायन ਕੀਤਾ है ਉਹ है सरदारनी गुरप्रीत कौर from New Delhi and ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤਬਲੇ ਤੇ ਸੰਗਤ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ ਸਰਦਾਰ ਰਵਨੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ। ਆਓ ਹੁਣ ਪਿਆਰ ਨਾਲ ਸਰਵਣ ਕਰੀਏ ਸੁਖਮਨੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸੀਰੀਜ਼ 5th Astpadi, part 1. Waheguru ji ka khalsa, Waheguru ji ki fateh.
Sukhmani, Sukhe Amrit Prabh Naam, Bhagat Jana Ke Man Visram.
वाहेगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहेगुरु जी की फतेह। दस बस्तूले पाँच पावे, दस बस्तूले पाँच पावे, दस बस्तूले पाँच पावे, एक बस्त कारने पे कोट गवावे, एक बस्त कारने पे कोट गवावे,
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
I'm Jessie Kaur,
मेरा नाम है Gurpreet Singh.
and welcome to the Sukhmani series. We will be doing Astpadi number 5. And as we were thinking about doing this, we realized that we are rather ill-qualified to be expounding on the Bani in any kind of erudite way. So what we've done over the last few weeks is read through it many times, read through 3 or 4 different translations, took notes, thought about it, and then asked each other questions and had the discussion about what we thought the meaning was. And what we decided to present to you was a piece of that discussion, and you'll find that we thought similarly about most things, and along the way maybe had a few different interpretations and slants. So we hope that this will spur some discussion in your own house and will help you to think about this beautiful Bani.
So, we are both physicians. We have no official qualification in Sikhi, but as all Sikhs, we are students. We are trying to follow our Guru's journey as best as we can, and we are learning along the way. And what we've come to understand, as many of us in our community, that what the Gurus have put together in the 1430 pages of Guru Granth Sahib is a spiritual path for us to follow. It is not trying to teach us how to lead our daily lives, except giving us the guidelines, the fundamental principles by which we follow those lives and follow that path to Sikhi, the spiritual path. So Sukhmani Sahib is also an attempt to keep us on that path, keep us from going astray. So our interpretation is in context of the spiritual meaning of the Bani. And we try not to take it literally to the extent we can. Clearly, we will fail at many a point, and so we'll seek your forgiveness if we misinterpreted something.
So what we'll do actually is start with the Salok of the 5th Astpadi, and we are going to read that and then read one of the translations before we move into our discussion. Salok.
दिन हार प्रभ छोड़ के लागे आन सोआए नानक कहु न सीज जी बिन नावे पत जाए.
He who discards God and attaches himself to other pleasures, O Nanak, he will never attain fulfillment. Without the name of God, he shall lose all his honor.
अष्टपदी पंजवी. 10 बस्तूले पाछे पावे एक बस्त कारण बिखोड़ गवावे.
Man receives 10 blessings from God, but for lack of one which he has not obtained, he forgets the 10 and loses faith in God.
एक बीना दे 10 भी हिरले तो मूरा कहो कहा करे.
If God does not give even one and also withdraws the other 10, then what this foolish man can do?
जिस ठाकर स्यो नाही चारा ताको कीजे सद नमस्कारा.
To that God with whom our power is useless, we should ever pay homage to him.
जाके जाके मन लागा प्रभ मीठा सर्व सुख ताहु मन उठा.
He who finds love for God in his heart, he obtains all joys and comforts.
जिस जन अपना हुक्म मनाया सरब थोक नानक तिन पाया.
To whom God inspires to obey his order, O Nanak, they obtain all blessings. So, as we were reading this Badi, we both came to the conclusion, I think as everyone would, that it's about gratitude. And this gratitude is for appreciating what we have rather than bemoaning what we don't. So why do you think so many of us fall into that trap of bemoaning what we don't have?
So I think because, like in many other faiths that came before Sikhi, before Guru Nanak's time, we have inched towards making our faith transactional. So in a certain faith, there is the notion that if you accept so and so as your savior, you will go to heaven no matter what your transgressions in life. There is another faith that talks about following a certain path or doing something, and you have 40 beautiful maids waiting for you in the other world. In his faith, which is written with caste system, one is told that it's your past deeds that led you to the particular position you are in now. And if you are a lower caste, you are hopeless because this is what you deserve from your previous actions. And now you have to live through this life the way it is and accept it. And Sikhi and Guru Nanak moved away from that all and talked about how we need to learn to appreciate what has been given to us. That the spiritual path, which is what Bani talks about, is not about some kind of a material transaction. It's not even about expectations. It is about learning to accept the Guru's will and learning to be appreciative, just like you talked about gratitude, being appreciative of what has been given us at any given time, and learning how to gain strength from what we have so that we can bear it when something is taken away from us.
Mm-hmm. That can be hard to remember sometimes.
So how do you do that in your day-to-day life?
I think it is hard on a day-to-day basis. I think being in medicine sometimes makes that a little bit easier because we're confronted on a day-to-day basis with people who have suffered loss. They've suffered loss of their health, of their some maybe physical aspect of their functioning, of a family member. In our case, sometimes what we're seeing in the children's hospital, sometimes the loss of a child. And so what I think that we often speak about the fact that when we see those things during our everyday work, it becomes harder to bemoan small things that might have gone wrong in our day otherwise. So I think that we both feel that our work helps us remember to be appreciative.
And that's so very true. I mean, there are often times when we come back and just discuss with each other how appreciative we need to be of what we have, because there is a great deal of pain that people go through. And without a doubt, all of us will experience pain at some point. And that's really the spiritual journey of Bani, in teaching us how to deal with the joys and the sorrows. And that's what this beautiful Astpadi is also explaining to us, showing us the way. So we'll touch on the second Padi. Agant sahe, agant saha apni de ras, khat पीत बरते अनद उलास अपनी अमान कछ बहर सहाले अज्ञानी मन रोष करे.
The merchant Shah gives countless wealth to man. Man eats, drinks, and spends it for his pleasures and joys. If the merchant God now takes back a part of it, then the ignorant man's mind aggrieves.
अपनी प्रतीत आप ही खोवे, बहर उसका विश्वास ना होवे.
He spoils his confidence by his own acts, and forever he loses his trust.
जिसकी बस्त तिस आगे राखे, प्रभ की आज्ञा माने माथे.
If man places his things before the owner, God, and willingly obeys his orders,
उसते चौगुन करे निहाल, नानक साहिब Sada Dayal.
Then God will bless him fourfold. O Nanak, God is ever gracious. So I think that this second padi talks again about appreciating all the small day-to-day blessings in our lives. One example that I can think of is that when we have our everyday chores, we can think, oh my goodness, I have to run another load of wash in the washing machine again today. And sometimes it's difficult to remember that in fact we are lucky to have a washing machine. We are lucky that our children are well enough that they can go outside and play and get their clothes dirty. We are lucky that we are in good enough health and with the function of our limbs and able to actually do the wash. So there are so many things in those small day-to-day acts that we should be appreciative of. But in the course of our lives, when we are busy, I think that they are very hard to remember. So one thing that I thought about when I was reading this is that when the Bani is talking about these pleasures in our lives, do you think it is referring to the physical blessings that we should appreciate, like the blessings of food and drink and shelter? Or is the wealth that Ras something else?
So I think when the Guru is talking in this Astpadi, the reference initially is about the multitude of blessings we have. Those blessings can be in the form of the material stuff that we are all blessed with to varying degrees, the emotional stability or the comfort of having support from our family and our friends. But more importantly, and as subsequently in the Astpadi Guruji elaborates, those are transient. And really, the true blessing the Guru is giving us is the blessing of a spiritual path, a permanence in Naam. And that always comes through the blessings of the merchant or the Saha or Waheguru, that this Waheguru gives everything to us and really nothing belongs to us. These are all gifts given to us. And those gifts can just as easily be taken away. Now that, in my interpretation, doesn't mean that Waheguru is sitting there and saying, well, you're a bad boy, I'm going to take it away from you and I'm going to give this to you. But more in the way of, there will be times in the natural course of our worldly life that there will be calamities that will strike us. They're not being masterminded in some ways, at least in my interpretation, like a puppeteer masterminding us, but it's the natural forces that Waheguru has created that will sometimes confront us with cancer or with a tsunami in some parts of the world or a tornado elsewhere or a forest fire that might consume our loved ones or our belongings or ourselves. And what we get can also be taken away in an instance. So we have to learn to be accepting of those possibilities, be strong enough to be able to deal with when that happens, and not get angry at God. He's the one who's given us everything. He has just as much right through these forces to take it away. The strength will come when we learn not to fight with God or get angry at Waheguru, but to blissfully accept all that is given to us, be mindful of what we have, be mindful of the possibility that we could have lost more, and be gracious. And through that, we will gain the necessary strength to live through this life.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that. I think that for me, what this Padi is saying is that if one keeps their faith, they will receive blessings, and those are blessings that are not in the form of more things. Those are blessings that you actually are able to appreciate what you have. So you are blessed if you feel that gratitude for what you've been given.
That's so true.
The third padi,
अनेक बात माया के हेत सर पर होवत जाननेत.
all various forms of worldly pleasures, you must know that these are certainly temporary.
बिरखी छाया स्यो रंग लावे ओ बिन से ओ मन पछतावे.
Whoever attaches himself with the shadow of the tree repents when the shadow, which is temporary, passes away.
जो दिसे सो चालनहार लपट रहो तह अंधार.
Whatever is visible must pass away, but still the utterly blind man loves the darkness.
बटाओ स्यो जो लावे ने ताओ ताको हाथ ना आवे के.
Whoever falls in love with a traveler, he will obtain nothing in the end.
मन हर के नाम की प्रीत सुखदाई. कर कृपा नानक आप ले लाई.
O my mind, the divine joy of life lies in the name of God. O Nanak, God himself inspires to those whom he shows mercy.
So in this body, in my understanding of it, Waheguruji is reminding us, Guruji is reminding us that other than Waheguru, everything else is ephemeral, is very transient, is extremely temporary. Just like the shadow of a tree is going to eventually fade away. So for us to be remorseful of that would be foolish. But what happens is that in our blindness, we cling to the material things around us. We are attached to the people around us. While we might intellectually or intuitively understand that these are not going to last, but those are what we are attached to. And Guruji is reminding us that such attachment is like being attached to a traveler or a wayfarer. Somebody who's going to be here today, be gone tomorrow. You're going to be left remorseful, you're going to be left empty-handed at that point. So the true thing that you really need to attach yourself is this, is Nam, is Waheguru's meditation and recitation, and the recognition that that's your true companion forever and ever.
So I think that really this Bani is telling us that the world is transient, so by extension then our lives are transient. And we are so attached to those temporary worldly things, as you mentioned, like the passing of a shadow or a traveler, and only Waheguruji is permanent. But it seems that that's a very difficult thing for me at least to accomplish in real life, that detachment. It also seems to me that in other faiths where they have an ascetic type of community, that it's easier to detach yourself from the world. If you go off to a monastery and completely renounce the world, then it is easier to stay detached. But our gurus also tell us that we should participate and live in the world. And so it seems to me very difficult to stay detached. How do you think that we're supposed to do that?
So I think this is the whole journey of Sikhi, is the entire Guru writings, all of the writings of the Guru Granth Sahib are leading us towards that. We may read and recite Guru Granth Sahib Ji and find things are repetitive at times. But that's because they're taking different courses, different lessons incorporated in the Bani, and reminding us that you don't have to go somewhere else to find Guru. That enlightenment of Waheguru is within you. It is surrounding you. It is in everything that you touch, see, feel, hear, or sense. And so it's that constant acknowledgement of that spirit, Waheguru, around you, that allows you to build your own peace of mind and your own strength, and also acknowledging the fact that everything around you may be embedded with that spirit of Waheguruji, but itself will perish. And therefore, attaching to the material, to the physical form of anything is a fairly fruitless exercise. And it's a constant reminder. That's where Sangat's role comes in, where we sit down with each other, talk about it with each other, and learn from each other and how we can strengthen each other and what other people's experience has been in achieving that goal. So it's a long journey. It's certainly not something that any one of us is capable of realizing in days, weeks, or months. It's a lifelong schooling that we are trying to accomplish through Sikhi.
Yes.
And the beauty of it is, in the end of this Padi, Guru Arjan Dev Ji is again reminding us that this can only be accomplished, this path of spiritual enlightenment, of being attached to Naam, will come through Waheguru's blessing. So Waheguru gives us everything, including the power to realize that that's how you're going to find eventual spiritual salvation and find true meaning in life.
The fourth Padi.
Mithya tan kutam sabaya, mithya home mamta maya.
Our body, wealth, and the entire family are perishable. Our ego, worldly love, and attachment to God of Mammon are perishable.
Mithya raj joban tanmal, mithya kam krodh bikral.
The authority, beauty of youthfulness, wealth, and prosperity are perishable. Our lust and terrible anger are perishable.
Mithya rat hasti asva bastra, mithya rang sang maya pek hasta.
Our royal chariots, elephants, steeds, and dresses are perishable. Our attachment with the God of Mammon, who gives pleasure, is perishable.
Mithya troh moho avaman, mithya apas upar karat guman.
Malice, worldly love, and pride are false. The pride in oneself is false.
Asthir bhagat sadhaki saran, nanak jap jap jive har ke charan.
Only devotion under the shelter of the true saint is immutable. Nanak finds life by dwelling on God's feet.
So, again, to me, Guruji is reminding us about the transient nature of everything around us. It's a reinforcement of the premise that was expounded in the first couple of Astpadis. And it talks about the evanescence of everything that we experience around us. Not just the material stuff that we can sense through our five senses, but even our emotions are complete fallacy. That they are transient. We will have our outbursts, and we will have our bursts of emotion as well, of love as well, just as much as we are capable of getting angry. So our ego can easily be shattered by one false move. Our pride in what we possess can evaporate when our business goes bad or our house crumbles in an earthquake. None of these are going to last with us. It's only that our devotional service to Waheguru that is going to carry us through and stay with us forever. What is your take on that?
I would agree with that. I think what I was really struck by is the piece of how our own ego is perishable. It's easier to think about some of the physical surroundings being perishable, but I was very struck by that line. And it occurred to me that we are so caught up with our identity, our identity as doctors or as professors or the head of a company, that it's hard sometimes, I think, to separate our identity from our ego. but even that is perishable and transient. And so I really, that line really made me think quite a bit about how even our own interpretation of our self-worth, that too is perishable and transient.
So true. And in that sense, I think our lives as physicians is quite humbling. As a surgeon, certainly, you can do some wonderful procedures, and then you might every once in a while have a really bad outcome. It's a real kick in the pants, and it sets you straight. And it's a good reminder that you need the strength that Nam is able to provide you to get you through that moment and to be able to do the right thing all over again the next time around, and be able to face a similar situation and come through accomplishing something more meaningful and with a better outcome than you would have the last time, and not be fearful in that situation of repeating yourself and being faced with failure again. So that Waheguru's Naam is again what strengthens you and allows you to go through the day-to-day rigors of life. Otherwise, you could get paralyzed by your own fears. You could get paralyzed by your own angers. You could get paralyzed by, we could all get paralyzed by our prejudices. And Waheguru, and it's Waheguru's Naam that can see us through those moments. And Guruji repeatedly reminds us of that we don't really have control over a lot of things. And sometimes we can be very judgmental, all of us at various points are very judgmental of how others conduct themselves or what they do. And I have to constantly remind myself that the only person I can be in control of is my own actions. And even that is a challenge unto itself. And so this is a great reminder of the fact that we have to be grateful, we have to be appreciative, that the giver is only one. We are the takers at every given time. And so getting into a transactional relationship, while it is very tantalizing, is an exercise in folly.
Yes.
And it's misleading.
And that none of us have all of the answers. So thank you for letting us have this discussion with you. And once again, if we've made any mistakes in our interpretations or discussions, we ask for your forgiveness. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Sukhmani, Sukhe Amrit Prabh Naam, Bhagat Jana Ke Man Visram.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Thank you, Jasjit and Gurpreet. That was absolutely beautiful. We love the way you did a very different and unique presentation with your discussion of the Shabads in the Astpadi. The best part of these Sukhmani Sahib series is that we have a lot of different individuals presenting them, and each one brings their own flavor to it. I hope you are all enjoying it as much as we are. Thank you. Also want to thank Gurpreet and Ravneet for the Shabad that they sang. It added a beautiful touch to the whole episode. With this, we come to the end of today's program and wanted to thank all of you once again for joining in and being part of this beautiful global Sangat. We will see you next week, again, same time over the weekend, Saturday for USA and Sunday morning for India. Till then, stay safe, be well, and see you soon. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.